Well, thank you for joining us here for a basics on Gmail. I want to go through and just help you understand how to get to Gmail, how to use Gmail, and some of the basics of this internet cloud-based email system. So I've got a blank page here. We can even delete that address there and notice we're just starting fresh. So right up at the top here I'm showing just the address bar. I'm not showing my tabs up above that. But if we want to go to Gmail, we could just type it in right here. Now if we don't have an account, we're going to get to a page where it will ask us to sign up. And I'll see if I can show you that option here. So here we've got a tab that does not have anything loaded. So if we, and actually let's back up here. All right, so we've got a new incognito window. You don't need to worry about that or how that works. But if we type gmail.com in the address bar up here, it's going to take us to the Gmail website. And here we have options to either create an account if we don't have one already, so we could go in there and create that. Or if we have one, we can sign in. And we've also got to create an account up here, okay, up here at the top right. So we need one of those options. If we're creating a new account, then we'll click on that Create Account. And if you have a website and you're doing this for your domain name, then your account should carry your domain name. So if you have Best Products, for example, as your domain name, then this is how you should set this up. Now, if you have multiple words in your domain, then you would change it. It could be, Best Home Office, for example, and we could put it like that. And then your username, you want to be your full domain name. So we want to get, like if this is our full website domain name, then we want besthomeofficeproducts@gmail.com as our username. So if we type that in, and then we can come down and create a password. And what we're looking for is to see if Google allows that, if they say that's available. And if it's not available, they'll give you options down here. What's best is to just put a 1 at the end, or a 2, or a 3, or whatever you've got to do, but we want to get that as close as possible to your actual domain name in front of your @Gmail there, okay? So that's the way that should be set up. And then you'll click, you'll enter your password here and then click Next to continue setting that up. If it asks for your birth date, you'll put in your own birth date. If it asks for your gender, you'll put your gender, of course, and your phone number, and all of those details. But the name should be your domain name. That way, if anybody gets an email from you, that's what they see. They don't see, Cecil Myers in there as the message is coming from some name that they don't recognize, but instead it's coming from the website that they sent an email to. And so that makes it very continuous, a nice clean flow, okay? So that's how you set up an account. Now once you've got the account set up, let's look a little bit at how that works, okay? So we're going to come back over here, and I'll just open up my email account. So here I have my Gmail. Once you've logged into Gmail, and your account might look a little different, here's another version. This is my other user, my personal Gmail account, and you'll notice that it has this bar over here that doesn't go away. I've got my theme in the background, but it's generally the same thing. Over here on the side, we have our folders or labels. So our inbox, our starred, our snoozed, our important, sent, draft, spam, trash, all of those things. And then there are even more down below that, okay? And so those are our folders. So same thing over here. The only difference is these are hidden on this user until I hover over them. Once I come and hover over them, then they open up, and I've got that same system there. Okay, and I can scroll up and down in these different labels to check those different accounts if I need to. If I want to compose, then I'll look for that plus sign and I'll click on compose there, and that will create a new email. And when it pops up, it's going to ask me who do I want to send it to, and I enter an email address there, and it enters the email address. Subject, you only put a short message in here. That basically is our topics. You don't enter your full email text in here, you only enter the subject. And then down here in the body of the email is where I will put my subject. And so here I'm going to go in and put in, I need to know how to get to gmail.com and use it. Whatever I need to write, I'm going to write my question and my content in there. And then when I'm ready to send it, I can click send. Okay. You probably won't have all of these tools that I have down here, but you will have this formatting option where you can format things if you really wanted to, which generally you're not going to mess with. You can change the text size, the font, you can bold it, you can italicize it, you can underline it, you can change the colors. Don't mess with that. Generally speaking, you're not going to be doing any of this like a normal document. Okay. We're just going to type the text and send it. If you need to attach a file, then this little paperclip icon is the attachment symbol. And that will allow you to browse your computer to find any files that you might want to attach. And that little colored circle you see moving around is Gmail thinking, or my computer thinking. I'm on a Mac, and so it gives a little different color wheel than you might have on a Windows computer. And so then I can go in and I can choose whatever file I want and open, and it will attach that file to the email that I'm sending, and it'll show it down here as an attachment. Okay, so I can do that with any file that I want. Now, if I decide I don't want to send this email, I come down here and I can discard it and just get rid of it. If I only click the X up here, that just saves it and closes it, and then it'll be saved over here in my drafts. You can see I've got 20 draft messages that I never finished that are sitting there waiting to be finished. So if you just don't want it at all, just click discard draft and it's gone. You delete it. Okay. Now a lot of times you might think that you've deleted a message and it's actually not deleted. In fact, even that one that is just deleted there, I could find by just doing a search here. How to, let's see if we want to, how to use Gmail. You know, if I wanted to do a search for emails related to how to use Gmail, well, there we go. Anything that has those keywords in it is going to come up in my email. Okay. So you can search your email through that search bar up at the top there. We'll go back to our inbox. In your inbox, you'll see generally some tabs up here at the top: primary, social, promotions. And so Gmail will automatically categorize emails based on what they think it is. If they think it's a promotion, they'll put it over here in the promotions tab. If they think it's from a social site like YouTube or Pinterest or Twitter or Facebook or something, they might put it in the social tab. And then if they don't feel like it belongs there, but it's just a regular email that you need, then they will probably put it in the primary tab. Okay. So you can review this video to know again how to use Gmail. The basics are you go to gmail.com. It is an actual website. You'll log in there if you're not already logged in, and then you can create emails, read emails by clicking on any one of these here, and then reply to the email if needed. So let's see if I can give you an example of that. In fact, we can just send one here to myself. Test. And we send that email. And sure enough, there it is. So we click on that email. If we want to reply to it, we can just click reply here, or we've got this little reply arrow up here. And that will give me a reply option where I can type in my text right here, whatever I need to say, and send it. Now in Gmail, if we go back to our account, you'll notice here I only have the one from myself. I have that one email with my name, but there's a number 2 by it. That means that there are 2 messages here. If I click on it and open it up, we can see there are the 2 messages stacked. So I click on this one, I can open up and see that. If I want to read more, there's trimmed content, I can click on those little dots down there to see more. If I want to hide one of those, I can click that, and that'll get rid of most of the information and content. And so that's how Gmail works. And so you can reply to this one, or I can come up here and reply to this one. That is some of the basics of using Gmail. Okay. Most email systems are going to be similar. They'll all have a search option, usually up at the top here. They'll all have an inbox, and they all have a similar reply that's kind of a universal symbol, that arrow going to the left for reply. This straight arrow going to the right is forward. If we want to save it or mark it as important, we can click that little star, and then it'll show up as starred in here, being something that we need to pay attention to. Okay? So I hope that helps with understanding some of the basics of getting to Gmail and using a Gmail account. One more thing I'd like to just throw in, we can come up at the top corner, and I'll show this over here. I've got several logged in up here, but we can go in and add multiple accounts. You could add a new account. If we sign out, it signs out of all of the accounts, but we could add multiple accounts just by going to our name up there in the corner. Okay, and so you can have multiple Gmail accounts if desired.